Hello and welcome to this leaked Tyranids rules video. In this video I'm going to be talking briefly about some of the leaked rules that are going out on all the forums right now. It has exploded over the internet. In the link description below I'm going to leave a couple of links to some of the forums where you can see for yourself the craziness that is the new Tyranids. So let's start things off by talk about the warlord traits, bio artifacts, and some of the monstrous creatures and where they've been put in the codex. So number 1 on the warlord traits is Nature's Bane, which is at the beginning of each movement phase. Select one jungle within 12 inches of the warlord. It becomes carnivorous for the game. One jungle within 12 inches of the warlord, and it becomes carnivorous for the game. Okay, so going back to a few editions ago in Fantasy of Wood Elves, where you'd make sure you had a lot of forests and woods so you can move them about and do your tricky dicky stuff. Here, one jungle within 12 inches of the warlord becomes carnivorous. Now, if this is in fact true, this is one of the worst warlord traits I have ever seen. Ever. I don't even have jungle terrain, and no one I know in the whole ever has jungle terrain. So unless everyone wants to kind of go and make some jungle terrain and hope for the best that you get a number 1, then this one's useless. Number 2, heightened senses. The warlord and Nids within 12 inches of him have night vision. So an army which is usually meant to focus on close combat has night vision. Right. Less Tyranids are getting a massive long-range weapon, which they are with the Hive Crone, then this warlord trait is also a bit rubbish. Number 3, Synaptic Linchpin. Warlord has 18-inch synapse, and the Swarmlord gets this by default. This is good. We like this. This one is a good one. So far, so good. Too bad, one good. But the Swarmlord gets that by default, which is great, and I might be now taking a Swarmlord, because before I did Winged Hive Tyrants, now it might be a Swarmlord. Number 4, Mind Eater. 2 victory points for any independent things that are slain by the Warlord in a challenge, and the Death Leaper gets this by default. Interesting. Not bad. It shows that the Death Leaper is now a super assassin, and 2 extra points for could be worth it. 5. Digestive Denial. After deployment, pick one piece of terrain on the opponent's side that was not paid for. So, not like one of the buildings and stuff you can get in the rulebook. Now, cover save worsens by 1, so a 4-up becomes a 5-up, etc. So if you have your opponent behind, say, a forest or a jungle, forest, it's now not very good cover save. Wouldn't go in the first place, but it... 6. Adaptive Biology. The Warlord gains Feel No Pain, 5-up, on next movement phase after it suffers a wound. For the whole game. That's pretty good. And Old One Eye gets this by default. If you take Swarmlord then, or a Hive Tyrant, and you pay a lot of points to get regen, getting this one on top of that would also make that not so good. So you have to not buy regen and hope to roll a 6. Again, it's okay. Bio artifacts essentially is some extra things you can get. The first one to do with more claws, +1 strength with rending claws. It's alright. It's alright. Yumgol factor, since there are no Yumgol gene stealers in this codex, which is great from the developers, gives your gene stealers +1 to their strength, attacks, or armor save at the start of each assault phase. So they're like Yumgol, but they're still not so good. Then you've got the Norn Queen, adds 6 inches to use a synapse range, given how dangerous the new instinctive behaviour can be, or is supposed to be. This is a must-have. So Swarmlord, who would have an 18-inch synapse, if you give it Norn Crown, it's a 6 extra inches. There's a 24 radius bubble of your Swarmlord. That's pretty good. That's good. And then Reaper of Obliterates, 36-inch blast or template, strength 1 poisoned, but a 2 up. AP 4. Meh. That's okay, I guess. Okay. Now, the psychic powers, I haven't got a hold of, but apparently, you can find them on some of the forums. But Tyranids can't swap out their psychic powers for others in the rulebook, like Biomancy. So Tyranids no longer can use Biomancy apparently, which is looking at the way things are force organisation chart wise. You can't expand on the force org. So 2 HQs, 3 elite, 6 troops, 3 fast, 3 heavy, and in your HQ section is, before we go into that, in the previous codex there was a big thing about your elites. So you have Zonethropes, Doom, I think Yumgol Gene Stealers were there, Hive Guard were there, I think Venom Throat was there. So that's units you could work well in your army. People are like, there's too many good things in the elite. Now there's too many good things in your HQ, because according to the internet, your Hive Tyrant is a HQ unit, your Tervigon is HQ, and can only be a troop if you have a 30-man Gaunt squad. Tyranid Prime, Swarmlord, Death Leaper, Old One-Eye. Now, Old One-Eye has Fieldo Pain and could be annoying for your opponent to take down. But so you've got your Winged Hive Tyrants. If you don't want to go a 30-man Gaunt unit, you have a Tervigon in there. You've got Swarmlord in there, and Old One-Eye if you want to play that model. So that's potentially 4 HQs there that you need. Hive Guard, still in the elites, but apparently they may or may not be ballistic skill free. Lictors, Pyrovores, Venom Throats give Shrouded. Instead of just saying a 5-up cover save, it's Shrouded now, so it does make them a little more viable, and you should be getting them. I think for this edition, I think Venom Throats are really going to be seen a lot. The Horror Spec, the model I was quite excited for, looks like it's an infantry killer with 5 wounds, 3 attacks, but for every attack successfully kills something, he gets an extra attack and can also regain wounds if he does that attack. So essentially, it is going to last a while and works, I think, similarly to how the Blood Angels Dreadnought thing with the talons it worked. I think that's going to be a good distraction model. Out and being shot at, if it is a free up armor save, like I think it might be, with 5 wounds and a toughness 6, it's still, your opponent's going to try and take that down, and with some good shots or Dark Eldar shots, with a lot of poisoned, if that does go down without doing any close combat, that's about 160 points worth of rubbish you've done. But when you have a lot of monstrous creatures, if they focus on one thing, the rest of the army can go up. Which I think is how this codex might go. Lots of troops, Venonthropes, a few monstrous creatures, and then your horror specs have something else, kind of just putting the herd on or distracting them while you have the same units coming up. Troops, Genestealers are the same, so they're going to be on the shelf a lot still. Hormagaunts and Termagants says they've lost points, but then to get them back up to how they were in the last edition, you have to upgrade them to be the same, so they're the same points. Warriors apparently have more options with their weapons, but are the same. Gargoyles, same. Harpy is new and good, and people will be getting Harpies. Hive Crone is new and good, and people will be getting them. Raveners, no one will ever play Raveners. Same with Shrikes, Spawn Mines and Skylashes. Biovores apparently are a little bit better, but there isn't a lot of information out there about that. Carnifexes got a little bit cheaper, and you can see that from the White Dwarf, but they got a little bit cheaper. And with Games Workshop selling the broods in boxes of 1 or boxes of 2, I don't know if that means people are going to be buying more or what's going to be happening with that. The Morlock on the internet apparently is exactly the same, bar it's cheaper, between 140 and 160 points, and its burrowing from underground thing is good and still works, and the same with the Trigon. That thing is good, but to make it a Trigon Prime is more expensive, and apparently a Tyrannofex is cheaper. Oh, and the new Exocrime model shoots Doom and Death and stuff like that. And talking of Doom, there is no Doom in Malantai or Sporepod, so I don't know how good the new codex is going to be. This is all internet rumours that I'm talking about now. My codex is definitely on its way. I spoke to a salesperson representative on the phone because there was a bit of a problem when I ordered. Mine is definitely coming on Saturday, so I could get reading over the weekend and do a week of Tyranids, my review of the codex and what I think is going to be good in that. So again, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, comment below about what you think the Tyranids are going to be like in the new codex, and are they going to be a great army, or are they going to be one that is laughed at? Thank you very much, and goodbye.